Hello, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien. I really don't know Spanish, but this video is for Ting. Thank you for having the brilliant idea of just doing a little pet overview, how to release pets, all of that. So here we go, cat. Aw. So in today's sponsor for is cats. Cats are today's sponsors. So we're gonna go over pets and everything to do with pets. What do you need to know about pets? So in season 1, you're gonna unlock down here. It says Pet Sanctuary, and it's intuitive. Every day, your pets that you have open here, so enclosure, you will get a heart over them. You click the heart, and you gain the heart stacks here, as well as cleaning up the pen. So if you clean up the pen, you saw how you get heart stacks. And then every 100, you can draw 10 cards. Awesome. You can check out the chances here for what its likelihood for what you're going to get. Now, if a pet you have just captured, so for example, you can see I've just captured these sand lizards here. So if I drop my ŞᵏⁿTingW, so this is how you pick which are in your enclosure, and you can only have a certain amount in your enclosure, and then I pop him here, you can see that he has the hearts. So I click the hearts, and it goes up there. And so that's one way. Um, but if he's level 1, if your pet is level 1, you cannot use them in the open field. Okay? They have to be level 2 or higher to be able to be used in the open field. Now, you can collect their hearts every day, or what you could do is you can hit the gift button here. In the middle is the gift button, and you can feed them. So how do you get these purple? Well, from gaining the hearts, you go to quick draw and the chances, and that's how you gain the purple to feed them. Now, what they used to do is based on the pet's level would increase their attributes. So the attributes here would increase based off of the level of your familiarity with the pet. That has changed. So as far as I'm aware, level 3 and 4 are now kind of useless, but when you get your pet to level 5, it does come with added bonuses, such as you can rename your pet. Alright, so that's basically all it is you need your pet to be level 2. Does that change? No, stamina is the same. So yeah, you need your pet to be level 2 to use them in the open field, and then they have to be level 5 for you to rename them. That's really all the familiarity is with the pets. Okay. So how do you go and, well, I mean, collecting pets is just intuitive. That shouldn't need to be said, but you can send them on auto. As you can see, auto queue. Now I have this one set for level 28 to 34, but you can set different levels here. You know, set your level, what's your minimum, you know, set whether you want to use artifacts or not, which should just be on, in my opinion. And so you can just auto gather if you don't want to, or you can go here and look for a specific pet that you're looking for. Right? And so why am I collecting multiple of the same pet? And that's to increase this skill here. So I think, yeah, let's go into attributes first, then we'll go into skills. So let's go into attributes first, then go into skills. So we're going to go here, and I don't really want to spend any elixir on getting like better attributes or anything like that, but we'll kind of show what that looks like. So you're going to regen, and you're going to regen the pet. Now every guaranteed epic or legendary war pet with 20 regenerations, or you can skip and hit auto, and what that's going to do is regen it till the next time you get legendary. I don't want to spend any of these, so but that's what you would do, is you just keep hitting regen, and it has a chance of increasing the rarity, increasing the skills that you get there, as well as increasing the amount of skills. Now what I do is, see here. Yeah, see here, what I do is I fill, so if this is the pet, this is the pet that I want to keep, this is the pet that I want to build, what I do is I put skills, so I would put a skill down here, skills. Let's say Poison Gland is the skill that I want. I would learn it, and I would fill all of the slots with skills. And then I would regen. Then I would regen my pet. And when regenning your pet, you're looking for me, 2, 3, 4, 5. I say 6. I mean, I have seen some really good pets. Like I've seen, you know, 5. 5 is pretty much the base minimum for your pets for skills, and then you're looking for great attributes. I like 6, so I like 6, 7, or 8 skill slots, and then I'm looking for great attributes. So if I roll a 6 skill slot with amazing attributes, that's what I'm gonna run. You know, or I'm looking for a 7 with great attributes. I'm not looking like this, right? So I've got some really decent attributes on this. I would like, you know, 2 more skill slots. I do need to switch out the skills here, but that's what I'm just basic running right now. I need to switch this out for another skill, but you're looking for good attributes with as many skill slots as what you can get. So I've really put the base minimum in this pet. I believe I rolled, you know, these 3 skills was what was on the pet. And then I rolled this with 5, and I've just left it there. It's really just a makeshift, the minimal amount of investment that I possibly can. Now what I did is I waited till I got a 1 star, or it's quite simple. If you want to make this into a shit, I said attributes. Okay. So I should really stay on the same page as what I'm at, and I keep bouncing back and forth. But that's attributes. I mean, attributes, you can go up. Now, once you reach, talking about attributes, once you reach in the store, membership level 15, okay, you get War Pet Feeding. Okay, unlocks War Pet Feeding. Now, what War Pet Feeding is if I go here, I can feed. So I can feed my pet 100. So this increases the stats, see? So I can increase the stats. So let's say I get really good intelligence and agility, but I want to increase my spirit to an S. Then I can feed this pet to increase spirit to an S, making this just a better pet. It just allows you to min-max your pet just a bit better. Once you have good stats, good skill slots, then you can feed just to make them just that touch better for min-maxing. So that's something that's going to come a lot later into the game. You're not going to have that. So you can see I've collected a few fruits up here so far. So you collect fruits through different events in game, so it's going to take a long time to collect the fruits, and you're just trying to use a few fruits to min-max your pet. That's all that really is about. So that's basically attributes. Now, how do you know what attributes you're going for what pet? Well, that is very quite simple. You can have 3 skills of the same attribute. So intelligence here is the main skill on the sand lizard. So intelligence is going to be the main skill that I want to get. Okay. If you look at this pet here, down here, determined by agility. So agility here is going to be the main skill that I want to get, and I do need to reroll this pet. I want to get 7, you know, I want to drop Outburst Rage if I could. So if I could get this as a 7 slot with better agility, good luck, yeah, I would go for that. But that's how you tell. Agility there, You know, if we take a sand lizard, for example, right here, agility. So agility is going to be the main skill that I'm looking for, okay? The main attribute that I'm looking for my main skill. Okay, then you look through on what are the rest. So, for example, this is strength, so it's increased by strength here. This one's agility. This one is endurance, which my endurance is really low. This here's endurance. This here's luck. Okay, which my luck absolutely sucks on this pet. I have probably spent a good like 1500 elixir trying to get better stats for this pet, and I've gotten like nothing. So I'm trying to save up the best I can to wait for Bruin Bear next season. So the rest of my season, I'm not going to be regenerating pets. I'm just going to leave it as is. This was an example of a theory idea that I was going to go over in my head, and I was just kind of putting it on paper because I rolled these two skills here. So I was like, oh, what if I put Intense Counter Strike and Tranquility? So you can play around with things. You don't have to necessarily do what's there. I mean, this is a pet that I rolled. It's got good intelligence, it's got good agility, it's got good spirit, and it's got the 6 slots. So I might build a mini sand lizard here for running multiple sand lizards in the field. I'll just switch this out. Or I could even put the chain strike package in here if I was using archers and make a 80 sand lizard rather than, because this one's built around magic casters. And if you put the chain strike package in here, you could build this around, you know, if you're using marksman, for example. So this would be really good for Magze later in the game. Not really good, but an option that you could do there over something like a µ Okay. So basically everything revolves around skills. And skills is pretty much you want good attributes, which is intuitive, and then you want skills. So going through here, luck. So luck is the main skill, luck. Now this means I have 2 skills that are luck. You can only have a maximum of 3 skills that are luck. So this one here is luck, so I can't use any other luck. So if we look at skills, do we have one that's luck? Agility, come on. Luck, right there. So if we were to learn Magic Fortune, we can see that if we pop it here, you already have 3 skills of this type. This skill will not take effect, okay? So you can only have 3 of one type of skill. So that is just something to keep in mind when you're building the pets. Then I have strength here. So I have a strength. I have another strength. So I have 2 strength and 3 luck already. So then I've put agility and agility. Now my agility is absolutely terrible. I would rather my intelligence or spirit be where my agility is. If I could just swap those two, that would make this pet really good. This is like a C tier pet, you know. Maybe I could get it B tier, but right now I'm probably gonna just kind of leave it as is. The agility really sucks, and that's what's really holding this pet back from being great. So yeah, I have 2 started. And this is what I've been mainly running with my Hosk in the, you know, cleaning up behemoths. Or so I'll either use Venomous Lizard for behemoths or µ. Those are my main 2 that I'm using for behemoth killing. And that's kind of how that goes. Now getting skills upgraded. So as you can see, it's 1,000 points. You can see how many points I'll gain. So I'm basically could almost get this to 3 stars there, which I'm not going to do, but you can slowly get your pets built up over time. Now, how do you gain skills? 2 ways to gain skills. One is by drawing. Well, 3 ways to gain skills. One is by releasing pets. So you release pets by this little dove here. So as you can see, I've got a 50-50 chance of releasing here. Now there is priorities. So I'm not exactly sure how priority works, but if we look at this pet here, I captured this pet in the wild. I haven't touched this pet yet. I don't know what to do with this thing because I've got a 3-star skill here. I've got a 2-star. I've got another 2-star. I'll probably release this pet and get the Angry Roar. That's most likely what I'll do. I could upgrade this pet. As you can see, it just takes 4 of these. Now, releasing this pet, the priority is going to be on Manic Might here. And I don't know how priority's picked. It might be the second skill has priority when there's multiple skills here. You could regenerate this down and lose these skills. So you get 2 skills for going to a 50-50. For example, here, I could regenerate this. So we'll show that. No, I said I didn't want to. We regenerate it, then we save. So now I've got a 50-50 because what I want is I want the Stone Aura. We click here, we release, and we got Bristles, which I don't want. So I'm going to sell it. Okay. To get more slots for your pets, you click here. Now the keys for the expansion, you can get them in the gifts. But we're just going to go through here. Nice. Come on, nice. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Do I want a heart wall? 1 star? Okay, so we have a 1 and 3rd. This is a good Divine Blessing I want. I also want Stone Aura. This just sells for a lot. So let's try it. Let's go 1 and 3. 1 and 3. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. There we go. We got it. We got it. Yeah, this just had some skills on it. So now what we can do is I can upgrade this skill. So it takes 4 to upgrade. Okay. You're going to get 1 extra. Every 4 stone auras, you get 1 extra. And I'll show what that looks like. So this is a blue sand lizard. So we're going to up it here. So you can see how they're in the bottom here. Okay. So we've upped it. We've increased it to 1 star. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to this one. We're going to skill upgrade, and I can get the guaranteed 50 points. So I can get a guaranteed 50 points, or I can sell it, get the 50-50 chance on gaining the Stone Aura 1 star for 100 points. But as you saw, I put 4 Stone Aura cards in this. So if I take the guarantee, I gain an extra 10. So skill upgrade here. So you see how I've clicked it down at the bottom here. I could click these as well to add, which I don't want to do. But we can click here, and you can add them here as well. So I've taken that, and I've taken the guaranteed 50 points, which increases these skills by 1. So I've used 4 basic skills to gain 50 points. Guaranteed. Skill upgrade. And so we're slowly, so it's 250 EXP out of 400, then it'll be 2 stars. And you can see it's quite a bit increased there. So what's that? 40 plus the 30. So about 70. 73 is the increase. So that's kind of pets and releasing pets and going over that. So how do you know what pets to use? How do you know what skills to use? How do you know all of this stuff? Well, a simple guide is if you go onto Discord and go down to, if you're in the Call of Dragons Discord, you can go to, should be general chat, media content, guides. If you go to guides, you'll see this here. Whoa, we've got a new guide. Actually, that one was posted 6 minutes ago. Nice. Nice. So you can come here and you can see different stuff. And if we look at this, this is a basic overview of different pets and different builds for those pets. Oh, nice. They've got Akuma out already. They've got the new coil. Oh, with the new pet there. So this is a basic guide overall of right? It's pretty intuitive. These are the S rank skills that you want to focus for your pet, followed by A rank, followed by B rank, right? And so they've got the pets that you're going to use with those heroes. Now, this one I would use µTingW until Kanara is awakened, but that's my own personal preference. But you can see here they've got the infectious lizard. No, I'm surprised that they took friendship over Madeline's main pet. But anyways, so that's where you can go. See, you can see this is for Magzay. Archers, obviously, because this is an AD pet dealing physical damage, right? So this is if you're using Magzay as archers, because you can see here, type of damage physical, versus here, the Pain Bloom, type of damage magical. Where are we? We're in Discord. So that's there. So there are many Discord servers. If you're join the Call of Dragons Tavern run by my friend Runs there, he has a section for war pets. And so you can come down here and we've got a rundown of Lilia Velen Alwyn war pet. So this is there's a lot of places out there where you can get more up-to-date builds on war pets. So the Call of Dragons Tavern, which will be in the link below, or the Call of Dragons main page, and you can see what pet is recommended with what hero, and hero pairings, right? Because we have Madeline Hosk here with the Venom Lizard, Hosk Kanara with the infectious venomous lizard. Different options now, right? So that's how using that as a reference point, then you can kind of make and play around with your own builds. But if you're just learning pets, that's going to be those are going to be the greatest resources to do that. Now, I'll see a lot of people running, like I have seen people running Berserk Phaedrake with their Lilia Velen. It doesn't work. It's physical. And I've mentioned that before. Damage type, physical. Damage type, physical. So how do you know what pet kind of goes with what hero? So one, you can look at the main skill. So you can see that this deals magic damage. My Lilia deals magic damage, right? Right here. Type damage, magic. So you're pairing the type damage as physical or magic with whatever march you're doing, physical or magic. So that's that. Deals damage to up to 1 enemy legion. Now this, you can see here, when you read the main skill, you can see each debuff effect inflicted on the target legion grants 1 stack of Fierce Mark. Inflicting Cowardice grants 2 extra stacks. All stacks of Fierce Mark are consumed 2 seconds after your deputy casts a rage skill. And then that's when the damage is dealt. Okay. We have to be inflicting debuffs to deal with this. And we get 2 extra stacks with Cowardice. So why would I run this pet, for example, on Emrys? Right? Where are the debuffs? Where's Cowardice? Right? We're gaining passion. We're gaining, physical attack, march speed. Where is the debuff effects, right? Where's the Cowardice? It's not here. So the Berserk Phaedrake does not make sense to be run with Emrys. Hopefully that's intuitive, but to a lot of players it's not. They don't understand. Where are you? Right, okay, so now here, Frondil. This is a Season 2, so as you see, Gen 2. So we unlock, just because it says Gen 2 doesn't mean you're going to get it in Season 2. But with Frondil, he's a Season 2 Cavalry, and you can see here that also inflicts Cowardice on all normal attacks, miss for 3 seconds. So he inflicts Cowardice. Oh, right. So, oh, it's the awakened skill when launching a normal attack against a legion that has cowardice. They have a 50% chance to inflict physical, defensive break, and slow for 3 seconds. So we can inflict all. So you can run Theodore as your main, or you can run Frondel, and then we're inflicting all of the cowardice as well as the debuffs that are going to stack up the Berserk Fade Drake's skill here, and then we're going to deal the damage with it. Okay. So that's kind of how you know what pet goes with what march. It's, see here, physical damage, and then we're running this with our infantry. This is going to be the best, infantry pet that you can build up in Season 1, because it will go the distance through the entire game with you. You can always use your venomous lizard, versus other pets can only be used with specific marches. Like I said, the Discord, if you're curious at what pet is recommended with what march, then just go here and check out, what they recommend. Shadow Manticore. Shadow Manticore is obviously going to be one that you can always build, always use. You can take it in the Behemoth layer. It's going to be used for your Megzay. Oh, come on. So that's kind of an over and rundown there. And so you can look here and you can go, okay, they're looking for, these are the skills that I should be building up. So we got the, right here, we got the Chain Strike. So it says I should be getting the Chain Strike. So if you go down here to the Exchange House, you can use your filters here. There is a purchase limit of 1 2-star every week. 100 1-stars is what I have available, and then 800 0-stars. So you could buy this shop. You could buy quite a bit in this shop to build up the skills of your pets. So if I want a 1-star physical, right, we're looking at that Counter Strike. So I can buy a Counter Strike to then increase the EXP on this, right? Skill upgrade. So I can buy a bunch of these to make it into a 2-3-star skill. So that's that. Up in the top right, you can click that and go right to the market, and this is how you can buy exchange coins if you are going to pay for that. But this is the exchange house. I mean, you can also buy and sell resources here. So I can click here and I can sell these, or I can buy resources for the currency. So I can go here and buy, and then we just bought 5 million mana. So that's how you basically go around here, and you can filter, filter what you're looking for. So let's go magic, and I want a strength skill. Intelligence. There we go. And then I can filter out to zero cost intelligence. So even though this the Shadow Drake isn't released yet, I can still start stacking up and building, his secondary skill. So that's basic overview. You can look here. What are you trying to, right? What are you trying to get? Follow up, right? And then you can come and you can buy your follow up from here. So you can just calculate it on, like, is it better to buy the 1-star follow up for 1,433, or is it better to buy 4 of these follow ups to make it a 1-star, or I guess 5 to make it a 1-star. So you can calculate yourself on what's better and what you would like to do for that. So that's just, and then there's a transaction history of what I have done. So you can sell, purchase. I have purchased an Angry Roar. Ooh, Tooth and Claw. So skills, when you have a skill card, it goes in your skill filter here. And you can look through all of your skills. Now at the bottom, we can expand it. So it costs 1,420 gems to expand. But once you gain these expansion cards, it costs a lot less, or you can expand it for free. So I currently have 95 open, and you can see up here I have 85 cards, 95 open, right? So if I'm here, let's say I'm full and I need to make room, I can go here to Frost Armor and I can sell. You can sell it or you can use them. So you could do that, and you could build up all of your cards here, and you can even filter your cards there. So no 3-star, rip. So that's that pet enclosure. That's just how you see all of your different pets, and go through the pets that you want, the pets you want to build up, the pets you want to sell, that you're keeping, pets that you're keeping in the enclosure, right? All of that kind of stuff there. Up in the top, you can obviously see that's where you have your capture warrants. Oop. Right here. So in season policies for season 2, down at the bottom, we've gained an extra 3. So we have a base of 2, and then I have an extra 3 based in my policies there. Now, the end of season 1, and it's going to be a bit different. You're going to get the choice of pet, right? But if we go here, we go into amber. So if we collect, the more amber we collect in a season, we're able to buy special skills only available in this shop here. Okay, so these ones down here cost 3 amber, advanced fierce attack, right? You've got your advanced chain strike down here, your advanced follow-up. So if you're wondering, you're like, hey, I see the follow-up here. I see it right there. It's right there in the guide. Where is it? It's in your amber store here, right? Your advanced counter strike. If you've got, advanced counter strike, that's where it's at. It's in here. It's in your amber store. So how do we get there? It's the same button as your merit shop, and then you're in your amber store. How do you collect these amber? How do you get them? Well, if you go to Season of Conquest, you can go through here. So you can see here, resource healing. I'm at 8.4 out of 10 million. So once I get that, I get 1 more amber, by winning the, if you collect all 3 necro layers, and there's only 4 in the season 2 map, then you collect that there. If you get dragon, you get 2 ambers. Okay. So you can build up, you can stack up your ambers. If you win the season, you're going to get more. And so by winning, it's huge boosts. So that's how you can get these and really build up your pets. Now, pets that are going to be basically useless in my opinion. Pets that I don't like. So this is my biased I don't like. Ice Lizard is not overly the best until they adjust and fix it a bit. I mean, Ice Lizards are fine, but they're not amazing. If you're mages, it's your Sapphire Phaedrake. That's going to be the #1 pet for all mages. As you can see, mage. It's all sapphires, so you can see that. So really, that's what you're going to want to look to do is your Sapphire Phaedrake. Snow Peak is only for Awakened Kanara and Nico. Other than that, I would run the Shadow. Frostbear is for Madeline. So if you're using Mad, then Frostbear is amazing. You can build up your Frostbear for her. But if you're not planning on using Mad later in the game, or you're not really focusing her, you can always just stick with the Venom Lizard. So Venom Lizard, Sapphire, and ŞᵏⁿTingW are going to be pets that you can build up and use through the entire game. Goldenrock, your Goldenrock is for your Emeries. So it is specifically for your Emeries. So your Emeries here. So you can see here. Grants your Legion Passion, Rage Accumulation, Speed, plus 5% for 5 seconds. So if your Legion already has Passion, your war pet deals damage to the target Legion. So this is how you get damage factor if you have Passion. Well, Emeries grants Passion on his second ability here. So that's how the golden rock gets procced, is with passion. If not, you can use your µanticore that you're already building up. You know, Night Rock, that's for Sindri and Frhagar. Stripe Bear, that's for Garwood. I don't like the Stripe Bear. I would rather the Venomous Lizard for Garwood. That's just my own personal preference. That's what I like and what I love. We've already gone over the Berserk Phaedrake, and then the Thunder Lizard. Until the Thunder Lizard is given an AoE ability, don't use the Thunder Lizard. I wouldn't use the Ice Lizard. I wouldn't use Thunder Lizard. You're going to want to get your Drake. It's as simple as that, or even your Sand Lizards. So Sand Lizard, Venomous Lizard, Phaedrake, µanticore, those are going to be the 4 main pets in Season 1, Season 2 that you do want to build up, because they're going to last you the entire game. If you're playing Cavalry, you're going to want that Golden Rock or that Berserk Phaedrake. And since I'm switching a bit into Cavalry here, you can see that I'm starting to work on my Frondale Theodore, and we've got some points as I won the last Strongest Lord. This is what I've got so far for their skills and for their skills. So as I'm building them up, I'm also can build up my Berserk Phaedrake. I can also work on my Golden Rock if you're switching more into Cavalry. But other than Cavalry, if you're not playing Cavalry, then there's no reason for you to build up your Golden Rock or your Berserk Phaedrake. And so Night Rock there. So we can search Night Rock, and we can see right here, like, what does Night Rock do? It's all about Legion normal attack crit rate. Normal attacks have a 30% chance to deal additional damage upon landing a critical hit. So if we look at Frhagar here, she gives 60% normal attack crit rate. So if you're using Frhagar or Bahorn that we've touched on. So if you've awakened Bahorn, normal attack crit rate 30%. So that's when you would use your Night Rock, is if you're landing critical hits. Now with Sindrian, he allows you to attack twice per turn, launching a normal attack, launching an additional normal attack every second for 3 seconds, up to 7 seconds. This is absolutely amazing. So that gives us 2 chances. So if we have the 60% crit rate, then we have 2 chances on landing a critical hit. So that absolutely makes the Night Rock go crazy. Absolutely crazy. So that's a fantastic pet if you're playing your Sindrian, Frhagar, which are in Season 2 archers. So hopefully I've rambled on long enough to do a bit of a pet overview. Now, if your Legion dies in the field, so let's say you run and you full send, your Legion dies in the field, that's going to consume more stamina than if your Legion gets low and you take them back. That's going to consume less stamina on your pet there. So that is one thing to keep in mind, your stamina for your pets. See, I'm at 93. If this gets too low, I can't use this pet in the field, so having a backup is always just a decent option. I mean, this isn't a good backup at all. I just ended up capturing this pet like this, and I've left it. So I can use this, and then I can just use this as a backup if I run out of here. So having a second pet that you're building up can be a good idea if your stamina gets low, all of that. So anyways, hopefully this helped a few new players when doing a little bit of a pet overview and what kind of pets you should build, be looking for, and where to find some of those build guides and stuff like that.